Hello, I'm Maggie Hammond. I teach on the Complete Creative Writing course, and I've worked as a novelist, a publisher, a journalist, and I'm the author of Creative Writing for Dummies. I'm here to answer some common questions about writing. An ode is a poem. It's a kind of poem. Really, it's a poem addressed to a person or an object. You use a lot of yous in an ode as you address that person or object throughout the poem. You can write an ode in many different styles. It can rhyme, it can not rhyme. It can be free verse, it can be in some form. You can have a lot of verses or only one verse. It can be long or it can be short. There are no real rules about it. What an ode does, as a lot of poetry does, is to use different sounds of words and different kinds of imagery and tricks with words to make you think about that object or person in a different way. So an ode or a poem will use, for example, assonance, sounds that sound the same. Snake hisses as it slides through the grass, for instance. Or you can use sounds that don't really fit together, like black glass or man's smudge, words that are really difficult to say and that will make your reader stumble over them and therefore think about the words that they're trying to read. A lot of poetry uses metaphors and similes. A lot of people aren't quite clear what they are. A simile is when you compare two objects by using like or as. So you might say, the sea was like glass, or the sea was as smooth as a glass bowl. That's a simile. A metaphor is stronger. A metaphor says the sea is glass. Somehow it works in a different way to a simile. When you use a simile, it's like you're remembering something you've seen before. But when you use a metaphor, it's a real shock to your imagination. The sea is not glass, and yet if you say the sea is glass, an image comes into your mind of this smooth, still sea, and it's very powerful. If you're writing an ode, it's probably a good idea to read some first so you can see how it's done, and then let your imagination flow. Write with a pen on paper. So if you cross things out or move them around, you can see what you've done and you can go back to your original draft. It's really good to do that because sometimes the first words you put down are the most powerful. And that's how to write an ode.